Tim Cusack is from Grand Rapids. He speaks to the human side of the workplace where he inspires people to appreciate life, work, and relationships. He tours nationally presenting to corporations, associations, and healthcare organizations. When not speaking, he performs in TV and radio commercials. Tim's occupations have varied from Christmas tree trimmer and Alaskan fisherman to a co-host of a CBS program and morning radio show. He volunteers with hospice, Gilda's Club, and numerous other groups. So I'm going to turn it over, and if you could please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you. So go ahead, turn your chairs so you're comfy. Get comfy. All right, I want to go over what the RAs went over. They piqued my interest. $100 key, that must be one heck of a key. Were you thinking that? Are you with me on that? And then you parents, you really perked up. Did you hear the one they said about something, fix it? We can just email and get stuff fixed? I have an air conditioner unit I need fixed. All kinds of things, right? My car. So parents, just use that and they'll fix anything you need. This is an awesome place right here, I'll tell you that. So, where are my, raise your hand up high, loud and proud, the students who are coming here, because I don't know who's who. So you and you and you and you and you and you, you, not you. You just came in for lunch. All right, and you. Okay, so first off, y'all just graduated, right? Congratulations on that. Well done. Yay. Again, I too had a son that just graduated. So I know it's really exciting, and it's really what? It's what? Terrifying. Well, who's the honest one here? Yes, it's really scary because there's a lot of unknown. Now, I want to start first the evening with something that I'd like you guys to do as a group when you start this program, because it's not if, it's when things get hard and things get weird and things get scary. Not if, it's when, because it is going to happen. That's life. So here's a technique I'm gonna give you, and this is what I want you guys to do as a group. There's what, 12 of you? So the 12 of you can get together. How many? Well, that's right. Gee, there are 12 apostles. Oh, anyway, so I want you all to get together, and I want you to do this exercise. And we're going to practice it here, but so we know how to do it, and then I want you guys to do this once in a while. Maybe once every other day or once a day. It doesn't matter. It's just called good news. And we're going to do, really what's going to happen in this room is we're going to do some neurobiology in epigenetics. And it's, ooh, goody. So what's going to happen is we're just going to do something that's called good news. Now, good news is anything you're grateful for, anything you appreciate, or anything that's good in your life. That's it. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. It can be super simple. So when I thought about I'm going to do this with you guys, I thought, well, what am I grateful for right now? What's good right now? And you know what came to my mind? You. And you. That you guys did something to get here. Somebody had to do something to get here, and the big one for me, on top of that, the icing on the cake, is you want to go into healthcare. You know why I'm happy about that? I'm getting older. I need somebody to take care of me someday. You guys, you're it. But to me, when I see you at your age, 17 and 18, and you want to get into healthcare, and you went above and beyond to do this program, it makes me really happy. It gives me my spirit that, yeah, as a country, we're going to be okay with people like you. So that would be my good news. So this is what we're going to do. You can just turn to the person next to you. So we'll start out easy, and then we're going to take it to another level. So anything that you appreciate, anything that you're grateful for, anything that's good in your life. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. It can be. You could say, it's a lovely day today, and I'm so grateful that the sun is shining. It could be that. That's pretty simple. But some people won't even look at this day today. They won't notice this day. If you haven't noticed this day, then do that. But all right, so You could turn to 2, 3 people, whatever. Go, real quick. Just 30 seconds. Share. All right. Bring it back. So, something that you heard said. Not the one you said, but something that you heard said. I want to hear a couple. Let's go. Let's hear a couple. Not all at once, just one at a time. Yeah.
I heard a student grateful that her parents pushed her to graduate.
Oh, grateful that parents pushed her to graduate. And someday, that may be hard at the time, but you're going to love those parents someday. Thank you for doing that. What else? What else did you hear? Something that was good. Yeah.
Thankful that they got here with little sister learning to drive.
Oh, okay. Got here with their little sister to drive. Okay, good. Yes. What was that? Oh, get home to the pets after I get done talking. Okay, very good. Yeah. Tell the pets hi from Tim, all right? Kitties or doggies or horses or... Oh, wow, we have the farm. Okay, good. What else? What's another one?
We're grateful for this program.
Grateful for the program. Yeah, awesome. All right, there's a Rick, a neuropsychologist out of California. His name is Rick Henderson, and he's a neuropsychologist. So he's a psychologist, but he really likes to focus on the brain. Something that we just did, an exercise that we just did, and this is why I encourage you to do this, is because bad news is like Velcro. Good news is like Teflon to the brain. To rewire the brain to look for what is good and what is right and what we appreciate, you literally have to do it. So if I want my bicep to be bigger, you can't take a chip, put it in the dip, and go, oh yeah. No, I got to grab a weight and do this. And it might hurt a little, it might be hard, I might sweat a little, but this bicep will grow. The same with the exercise that we did. It's awkward. I know it is. Every time I do this, as soon as I say, we're going to do this thing called good news, you can see everyone just, like, what are you talking about? Everything's bad. It's like, of course you think that way because that's all you get. If it bleeds, it leads. I was in media. That's how it rolls. We did not tell you about little puppies being saved in the well. We should have, because had we, you all would have gone to work going, oh my gosh, did you hear about the puppies? You would have been so happy. But on the way to work, you heard about the weather, and even if it was like this, but it's going to probably rain tomorrow, right? They'd make it bad. We don't do this. So you have to consciously activate the brain, and when you do, even this little bit right here, we all just got a little hit of dopamine, a little serotonin. And you mentioned sister, which you're bonded to. Sorry, you are. The little oxytocin right there, because that's the bonding drug. And if you all someday, when you meet your partner on campus someday, or you look at someone and you go, oh, I'm in love with that person, it's like you can know right there in that moment, oh, I got some oxytocin going right there. But these neurochemicals are going to happen one way or the other. Well, if you do an exercise like this, if you're getting a little down and you have cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and you're worried and you're anxious and things are really hitting you, you need what? An antidote. You need some medicine that's made in the human anatomy, and it's in your brain, and you have access to it anytime, just like that. But again, you have to do something about it. So for you guys, for you 12, hook it up. Talk about it. Say, hey, gather up. Let's do some good news. I know what Tim said. It was well, let's do some good news. Practice it. You know what? It'd be awesome if people thought you were weird because they'd walk by and they went, "What are you doing?" "We're doing good news." "Well, that's weird." "And yes, it is. We're weird, huh?" No, really what you're doing is you're activating the chemistry that I believe was given to us from above that we have access to all the time, but you got to do something about it. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. The famous physicist, Richard Feynman, he was the guy who discovered why the Challenger blew up, the O-rings that got too cold. He wasn't going to say anything, and he was worried about telling the truth. And his wife, who was dying at the time, when he visited her at the hospital, and he told her what he thought was happening, she said to him, and then he subsequently wrote a book, "What do you care what other people think? You have to tell your truth. And tell the truth and be honest with it. You made it this far, why stop now?" So, that's a technique. It's something that you can do. You have access to it. The RAs are still here. They heard it. So if the RAs come up and go, "Hey, man, let's," because RAs are weird. I'm going to tell you right now, they're weird. And when they're going, "Yeah, we are." And they're going to say, "Let's do some good news. Let's fire up the neurochemicals." And you're going, "Okay." Why not? You with me? All right. I'll tell you a quick story, and then you're going to see how it connects to you, especially our incoming students. So what happened was a little kid, end of his first grade year, teacher came up, put her arm around the little kid, like, "I'm sorry, but you're going to fail," to the little kid. The little kid was like, "I'm going, what?" And she said, you're going to fail. You don't read well enough. You don't go to second grade." And the little kid was just like, and didn't really hit him until the next year when he came back to school, and he was in first, and all of his friends, his whole class, they were in second. And then when he went to second, they went to third. He went to third, they went to fourth. He was always one class behind. And then what happened in fourth grade, I think he said, was the teacher said one day, "We're going to read out loud," and the kid really had a hard time reading. I mean, it was serious. It was difficult. Well, when he stood up to read, opened the book, and if you know anyone who has a hard time reading, reading out loud makes it that much harder. And he starts reading very difficultly, like, and of course everyone starts to laugh and they start to mock him. And the kid, just like that, "You're not stupid. You can't read, but you're not stupid." Just like that, he goes, "Nope, I ain't doing that again." So then he goes into middle school. One day the teacher says all of a sudden, "We're going to take turns reading out loud," and the kid knew, oh no, never again. So when it came to his turn, it was just like, "Hey, it's your turn." The kid was like, "Nah, it's okay, I'm going to pass." Teacher said, "No, it's your turn." The kid goes, "No, I ain't going to read and you ain't going to make me." And all the kids were like, "Whoa, conflict, this is good." And then the teacher took it up a notch. Now I said it was time to read. And I said, "What do you got?" Kid goes, "You got a hearing problem? I'm not reading." Teacher didn't like that. It's like, "Go to the office." So the kid, not going to lose this battle, slams the book on the desk and walks out the door, says something, slams the door, and when he's in the hall, he hears everybody laugh. And he's like, "Oh, I get it. They won't know I can't read well, but they'll like me for doing that." Everybody wants to be liked. Matter of fact, that's putting it mildly. Every one of us in this room, we have a massive need to be loved. I don't have to begin to go into it. And I can start with the top of your head. That what we do from the top of our head to the tips of our toes every day is to somehow make connections with people for us to be liked, to be loved. So the kid, 3 weeks before graduation, so this would be like you seniors who just graduated, just before you graduate, you all have to go see the high school counselor one at a time. And this kid, he said it was called the exit interview, and he walked in, and the counselor's like, "Well, let's pull out your file," and files used to be on paper. Paper was just stuff made from trees. And so he's going through the file, and he says, "You got a lot of bad grades, you've been in trouble a lot," closed the file, shoved it away, and it was just like, "So what do you plan on doing?" And the kid says, "Well, maybe I'll go to college," because you know what they say about college? Get a good education, I'll get a good job, make some money, and I'll be happy. That's what everybody says. Get a good education, get a good job, make some money, and you'll be happy. Counselor said, "With this, Have you thought about getting a job in the factory where you just push a button? Green is go, red is stop. You don't really need to read or write. And the kid thought, wow, push a button. And he walked out the door, and the most important people in the whole world were standing outside the door. Same people, the most important to you, your friends. They just happened to be out there in the hall, and they said, hey, what's going on? What are you going to do? And the kid was like, oh, I don't know. I haven't decided. Got a lot of options. He lied. He lied to his friends. He lied to everybody. Mostly, he lied to himself the whole way through school. Graduates, dishwasher, worked a ranch, and dishwasher again, jobs that you didn't have to read or write. And then the kid finally had to face some realities. Grand Valley State University had a program called DSI, stood for Developmental Skills Institute. It was like a resource room for adults. And that kid went there, and he got tested, and he found out he had a learning disability. He thought he was just stupid, but he was dyslexic. He was LD, and the counselor said, LD stands for learning differently. I know. It was me. I was a kid. And to think that someday I would help people. So it took me 7 years to get through school. What changed me was about 3 years in, I'm in the field house, and a friend of mine was playing basketball with a couple of young men that I thought something's not right. And sure enough, I come up and he introduces me to these guys, and they're mentally impaired adults. They're 26, they're 27, they're 28 years old, and he's playing basketball with them. And I said, what's this? He goes, oh yeah, I have this job. He said, we're going to need some people at this camp coming up. I thought, oh, maybe I could do this. So I signed up for this camp to work with mentally impaired adults. And my first healthcare lesson was at the camp, first day, and this guy named Roger had to go to the bathroom. And they said, Tim, Roger has to go to the bathroom. I said, okay, right there's the bathroom, Roger. They said, no, you got to take him in the bathroom. I said, well, he could just go in there and go to the bathroom. He said, oh no, he has to go number 2. Oh, I'll let him do that. That's fine. And they said, no, you have to go with him. I said, well, I got to help him go number 2? And they go, well, when he's done, you got to wipe him. And I said, I got to what? They said, he can't do that. I said, I have to wipe him? They said, yeah, you have to wipe him. So I didn't know I signed up for this. And I went in and helped Roger go to the bathroom, and I am wiping him, and I'm thinking, gee, this college thing's really paying off, isn't it? And it was one of the most humbling experiences of my life, and I thought, all of a sudden, there was this huge, just this massive amount of power that came into me, and I thought, if I can do this, I could do anything. That's what started to happen to me. I didn't know, no one said it, I had to figure it out later, I was doing health care. Without people like me, this guy literally would not survive. If he didn't have people to help him, he would die. And unfortunately, there are millions of people like that in our country. All over the world, but in our country. Because I ended up staying with that company for about 5 years. And that was my exposure to doing health care. That you have to care. And you have to let down all the ego and all the glory and all the stuff that really doesn't matter, and really be in touch with what does matter, and that is just caring for some other human being. And I don't know, I want to guess maybe I was making $5 an hour when I did that. And it wasn't the money. It never will be the money, ever. You know the research, right? Here's your happiness, 50%. Genetically, you're born roughly with your genetic makeup. Is your happiness about 50%? There's the set point. The other 50% is what you make of your life, if you're going to be happy or not. Here we go. Living life, 50%. You win the lotto. Oh, big spike. You're way up in the 90 percentile. And what's the research say? On average, about 2 years later, you have lost all the money. Unfortunately, you've also lost all your friends and a lot of your family because they became addicted to the money too. And you lost the money and all of them. And what happens after 2 years? They find that they end up just a little below their set point. You're living life. As a young man that I met, he was in Iraq during shock and awe, both legs blown off. He went dip, down to 10% of his happiness. And on average, you lose a limb, the research shows. About 2 years, you will come back. You're diagnosed with cancer. You go down, you'll come back. And after 2 years, you'll end up a little above your set point because you got to experience something that you got to see the other side. And it will change you forever and ever. That kind of stuff. You can't buy it. As a matter of fact, when you try to, that's when it always backfires and it never works. You ever thought? We're very bad, we humans, at predicting what makes us happy. You ever predicted, hey, if I buy that brand new car, I'll be happy. And you go, yeah, and you are, until you get the payment book. And then you will habituate. You will get used to the smell and the car, and it will eventually get dirty, and it just fades away. But the payment book doesn't. It stays there. So I just kept going. And as Lisa, when she introduced me, she said, I do hospice. Yep, there's a reason. Anybody who does hospice, pretty much 95%, as the social worker during my training said, all you people being trained for hospice right now, we know why. And we're like, yes. And she said, because you had a death. There was a death. Somewhere around you, there was a death, and you want to fix it. It had been about 10 years. I had a sister killed in a car crash. And about 10 years later, I find myself being trained to help people who are dying. I'm helping people at the end of life. And the whole goal of hospice is to help them die with dignity and grace and make it not a bad, dirty thing, but embrace it. It's like when I show up, we were trained. When I show up to the door, if someone answers the door and that is the hospice patient, I know they're going to die. You don't pretend. They know they're going to die. And they know that I know they're going to die. And if I come back 3 weeks from now and they can't answer the door because they're in a wheelchair, I'm trained to say, oh, I see you moved to a wheelchair. Things are changing. Yep. You tell the truth. Because there's no time at the end of life to hide, to be fake. And again, it's health care. So you guys, you see, you're on sacred ground to me. My mommy was a nurse. She just turned 89. She's still a nurse. Anybody know nurses in here? Anybody nurses in here? Okay, well, once a nurse, always a nurse. People still, my mom's 89, people still call her to get, fixed, whatever you want. We still call my mom. Something going on with the kids, me, whatever. Hey, Mom, what do you think about? We still do. So, this is something I want you students to do sometime this week. So our RAs, I don't know if they're around yet, but this is what I want you to do as a gang or a class. Are you part of the program?
I'm an assistant.
You're assistant. Okay. What's your name?
Laura.
Laura. Okay. Laura. Everybody. Laura. This is going to be part of Laura's mission. You're going to be working with these people. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is what I want you to do because it's a fascinating exercise. I want you to go back to the beginning, and I want you to. You're one of the students, right? If it was just you, I would say, tell me about when you grew up, and tell me about, did you ever help anybody when you were little? Did you ever help a kitty or a dog or a person or a friend? What is it about helping? What is it about caring for people? Somewhere back there in your childhood, I guarantee something happened, and it's coming back around. And my dad, he's 97, still alive. You know what, guys? It never leaves. Everything that you once were keeps coming back around. Do not ignore it. Pay attention to it, because it's a part of who you are. It's a piece of your story. And there's something about that piece of that story that brought you here. Why'd you do that questionnaire to get here? Did they pay you? Did they pay you to do that thing? No. Did it take extra time and energy to do it? But you did. Why'd you do that? What are you, nuts? Are you one of the students? Did it take extra time? And it was at the end of school, right? And you have this to do. Did you just say, excuse me, I don't have time? No, you made time for it, didn't you? Something about you. What the heck is that? You know who I want caring for me? Are people like you. You went out of your bloody way to do it. I like that. Don't let go of that. There's a piece of that story that means something. It's not just by chance. We don't talk about this enough. But how you were raised and what happened when you were little, and all that is a piece of who you are and who are you becoming. Okay. While you guys work through this next, how many days is it? 3 weeks? What is it? 3 weeks? All right. 3 weeks, you're going to have a lot of things going on. My goodness, just what the RA said, you got to keep all that in the air, right? Jeez, don't lose the damn key, all right? So, here we go. I need 5 volunteers that would agree, yeah, I'm going to have to juggle some things. I'm going to have to balance my life a little bit, and maybe it's going to be a little different than what you're used to. Because you're on a college campus now, and it is. This ain't high school anymore. So, 5. I'd like a mixture of female and male. How many males do we have in this program? 2. So those 2 are coming up. All right. How about that mixture? All right. So 3 girls, 2 guys.
Well, we only have one of the males here. The other one's on his way.
Okay, so some girl pretend you're a guy. Come on. All right?
Come on, ladies.
Oh, yeah, there's one of our guys. Good. Here we go. Grab a seat. There we go. Nice. All right. See our players? Lovely. Okay. Since it's all girls, only one guy, can we let the guy go first? I always have the girls go first, but I'm going to just let the guy go first. Okay. Young man, what's your name?
Nate.
Nate, 5 sticks, choose any one of those. You get the first. Okay, he chose that one. Okay, interesting. Second choice? All right. Third choice. Fourth, you have no choice. All right, we're going to have a little competition here. We're gonna look at balancing life, and we'll be competitive while we do it. So sit up nice and straight, both feet flat on the floor so you're in the same position. Very good. All right, now this is what you're gonna do. And I'm gonna model for you so you watch and I'll help you out to do this. One hand, either left or right, doesn't matter, I don't care. You're gonna keep it flat. You're gonna take your stick and you're gonna put it on the palm of your hand like this, and you're going to see, sitting just where you are, sitting up nice and straight, both feet flat on the floor, you're gonna see how long you can balance the stick on the palm of your hand, just like that. All right? You ever played this game before? No, so it's gonna be the first time, so good, this is great. All right, sit up nice and straight, feet flat on the floor. We're gonna do one practice round first. So put the stick in the palm of your hand, like I showed you, and practice round. Ready, go. Okay, and okay, all right, good. See, they haven't done this. All right, very good. Definitely haven't done this. All right, here we go. So now try it again. This time is for real. This time is the competition. This is step 1 in 3 steps. So ready? Put it on the palm. Now I'm going to give you a hint right now. When I showed you guys, did you hear what I said? I said, what did I say? I'm going to show you. I'm going to do what for you? I said deliberately. I said, I'm going to model for you. I'm going to show you, and I want you to watch me. I think all that just went. Now, when you think back, and because I'm going to show you eventually, you're going to go, oh my gosh, he did. He did that. Okay, ready? So here we go. This competition. Watch closely, see how long they can keep. Hand flat, hand flat. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, that one's down. That one's down. That one's down. Okay, it was a tie. All right, very good. All right, that's it. Step 2, stand up. Feet together. You cannot move your feet. You got to stay like that. And you're going to see how long you can balance a stick with your feet like this, but you can stand. So might be easier. I don't know. We'll see. Ready? Put the stick. This will be a practice round. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Glad we're practicing. Very good. Okay. Here we go. This is now, you had your practice round. This is for real. See how long you can balance the stick in the palm of your hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, that's still going. Oh, okay. I've never had everyone so uniformly fail. Okay, very good. This is good. All right. Now, third and final step. This is should get interesting. This one, put in the balance in the palm. In this one, now you can move wherever you need to move. Oh, see, she's getting excited. She knows this is good. Okay, so if I start doing, I can do anything like that I need. You can move your feet, move anywhere you need. So matter of fact, you can start down there a little ways. You can move this way so you have some more space, right? So there you go. There. Now, all right. Practice round. Practice. You move your feet. Remember, you move anywhere you need to. Ready? Go. Oh, see, much better. Oh, yeah, oh. We almost needed health care, right there. All right, that was a practice. Was it a better practice run? Yeah, okay, very good. Here we go. This is one's for real. All right, move anywhere you need to. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, that one's down. Oh, they're still going. That one's going. Oh, we have a winner. Chicken dinner. All right. Nice. Very good. Wow, what did we learn from that? We can't balance sticks. Very good. Have a seat. Have a seat. All right. Let's dissect. All right. Want me to show you now what when I did this? I said, hey, I'm going to show you guys. Let me model for you, and I'll show you what to do. Where's my left hand?
You held it the whole time.
No, I didn't. But I held it here. You guys started here.
Yeah.
I can guarantee every time you hear, because as soon as you let go here, you're almost deliberate. You're almost throwing it off. Where if I hold it here, I've got it, because you know where the stick balances? From the top, not the bottom. So, and the other thing I did, which again, but this is how you learn. I said, I'll model. Look where I'm looking at the stick. I could stand here all day. I could sit, I could lay down. Heck. You see, the brain has to see the top, the horizon, And the brain is automatically, I don't have time to balance this thing. The brain is doing it for me. It's just reacting because I said I want to keep this thing up like this, and the brain with practice, it'll just go, oh, the hand just needs to do this to make these just minute adjustments. And it's doing it way faster than I could consciously think to do it. But you have to look at the horizon. So just to show your parents and everybody else, just stand up, watch what will happen. I want you to hold it here, keep the palm flat, and look at the top of the stick and balance according to the top of the stick. Just see if it makes a difference right now. Did it change? It changed just, did you know, how about this? Did you notice their body? All of a sudden, this last one, just all of a sudden, all their body just was like, oh, yes, I'm more relaxed. Yeah. This is easy. It's like, did you notice their body? You relaxed. You were so tense the first time. You know what that is like? That's like coming here. This is tense. This is the first time. Guys, if we all met back here 3 weeks from now, you big old chill pill. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, college. Yeah, it's a dorm, whatever. Yeah, I got a key. I didn't lose it, all right. Yeah. You will have grown in 3 weeks. You will look different. You will act different in 3 weeks. But you see, it is always that way. We have to go through this, don't we? It just has to be awkward. It's when you embrace the awkward, it's like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't have all the answers. Yeah, great. That means you're wide open to get it. You're going to get the answers that you need. It's when you pretend you know it, you won't. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's when you admit you don't know, that's the beginning of wisdom. Now, sit back down. I want to show you one other thing. Why did you choose this stick? This is the chick, the stick. This is the chick he chose, skinny chick. Why'd you choose this one?
Because it was different than the other one.
It was different than the other ones. And you have tattoos on your forearm that are different than I've seen before. You have jewelry. You have earrings. Did you dye your hair? Yep. All of that stuff because you like different. Yeah. You know what? If you were my doctor and you walked in like that, I'd be like, oh, this is going to be interesting. But I'd probably love it because he's not afraid. Right? You chose, you went second, correct?
Yeah.
Why'd you choose that one? You had 4 to choose from.
It seems easy to balance.
How'd you know you were going to balance it? Well, so we have a psychic. Forget this thing. You don't need health care, girl. You're a psychic. You can make a lot of money, man. You're right. You somehow intuitively thought, because I think I did say keeping things in the air and balancing. I did say that. You picked up on that. And you're right. Because the diameter of this thing, it helps a lot. You chose that one. Any reason?
It's length.
It's what?
It's
The length? Okay. That one?
I wanted that one.
Oh, you wanted that one, but you got that one. You chose the shortest one. Okay. But it was wood or out of that one? Because that's plastic?
Yeah.
Did you notice? And the color was different?
Well, just plastic.
Just plastic. You didn't want the plastic.
Yeah.
You had no choice, right? Okay. That's your gene pool sitting out here, right? Here's the offspring. Did you guys know when you came out of your mother's womb, you had no choice? You came out and went, whoa, okay, Mom, Dad, I'm going back. All right, so you came out and you're like, okay, this is, right? You had no choice, did you? It's called your family of chance, the one you were born into, and then there's what's called your family of choice, the one you choose. You've chosen maybe a career in healthcare, and I guarantee you, this little tribe of healthcare people, you will choose them and they will choose you. But your family of choice, the people you choose to have in your life, that means something. And also, at any time did any of you think, when you were balancing, and you looked and you went, boy, if I had that stick, I could balance it. Did any of you think it would be easier if I had another stick? Not really? That's a dance right there. Most of the time, the adult group, oh yeah, if I had that, I know I could do it. It's like, oh really? Then here you go. And can they do it? No. You know what this is like, right? This is like in life when we see other people, and what we always do, we always compare up. We never compare down. We see what somebody else has that I don't have. We never stop and go, what do I have and they don't have? If you have a car and you're driving down the street and there's a bus stop and it's rainy, look to the bus stop. I have a car. Doesn't matter what car it is, but I have a car. And somebody doesn't have a car. And they're at the bus stop and it's raining. Do that compare. Or you can compare to the Corvette that just drives by and say, oh, and it's going to park in the big house, and I don't have any of that. All the research will show, in a nanosecond, if you don't want to be happy, compare. Just like that, it'll take your legs out from under you. Just compare. What somebody else has that you don't, I guarantee, you will not be happy. Does that make sense? So what happens with this exercise, with this, people look and they go, well, if I had that life, if I had that stick, then I could do it. Well, there is no fair, right? There's just what we make. And I just try to have to make the most of it. By the way, this stick, out of the sticks, this is the most difficult to balance because it's the shortest. Because think about if I had a pencil and I tried to balance a pencil, because you have no time to correct because it's so short. So it's really, it's just tough to balance this one. Where this one, I have a little more leeway and I can, have a little more time to react to this. But what is this? What's the stick? Your what? Your life. Well done. And why is it like life?
You have to balance it.
Because you have to balance it. There it is, guys. Work life, 1/3. Living life, 1/3. Sleep life, 1/3. This one, you're not even around. You're sleepy. Do you think this 1/3 affects these 2/3? Oh, yeah. And unfortunately, like 40% of the United States of America has issues with this 1/3 of their life. And it affects the living life and the work life. You think the work life affects living life and sleep life? You can play this game all day long. And what is going to happen is, as I balance, 1/3 of my life is my work. And then, do you just leave it at work? That's why they call work-life balance and work-life integration. And there's big arguments about this, like, really? So, put it this way. If you have kids someday and you take your cell phone to their ball game and you are balancing your life because, okay, I'll take a little time off of work to go watch my kid's game, right? But then when you get an email and go, oh, I better take this email, and then you take another and another, all of a sudden you were balancing work-life integration. You were trying to integrate a little bit of work into your life, but then it got out of balance because all of a sudden your kid goes, Mom, did you see me hit the ball? I was texting. So it's like, right? You see what happens then? So this is 8 hours. Is you got your 24 hours. In college, is this how it's broken up? Anybody who went to college is like, there's a little bit of that right there. We sleep a little bit. A lot of that right there, and a little bit of that. But when you get out of here, whatever you do, but this is roughly our life. And this is always going to happen. You will always be balancing it. And the happier you are with this, that you're doing what you're supposed to do, you'll balance it with a smile. You go, yeah, I love doing this. And what happens? You'll love going home. And people at home, they'll love to have you home. And maybe you'll even sleep well and have lovely dreams. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? So this is the last thing I want to do with this. And this is, again, not if, but when. We're living life, and somebody you might know, or maybe you don't even know, and you're like, oh, I need, for the love of God, I need something right now. I need, anyone? I need.
Help. I need help.
Did you? Help? It sure looks like you need help. So, if I was balancing my life like this, without taking my life, how would you help me balance my life?
Try and balance it. Help you balance it?
Help me. How would you help me?
Take it. I'll take it.
No.
There, you don't have to balance anymore.
Call security! He took my life! No, without taking my life. Hey, without taking my life, how would you help me? How would you help me?
You can do it. You got this.
No. How would you help me? Oh. Thank you. Did that take a lot?
No.
She's like, shut up, would you? Yes, that was it. Sometimes that's all it is. We're out of whack, we need help, and somebody comes along and just goes, and that's it. Not if, but when that happens, you guys take care of each other, that's how you can help balance life. For the family, for your family, for your work, for college, because it's not if, it's when it does. It's going to happen. Because sometimes it does this. It falls down. And we want you to reach down, and we want you to pick it back up, and we're here to help you. Those RAs, they really are trained, and they really do care. And they know how to, it's like, oh, you dropped it? It's like, yeah, sweet, that's cool. We got you. We got you back. We'll help you with that. There's a lot of people on this campus. In this department, they really want you to succeed. They want you to keep it balanced. They will work to do that. They care enough to start this. Is this the inaugural? This is it, baby. You guys are the first. You can, oh yeah, I was number one. Seriously. So you have to trust that process, right? You with me? Okay. Give these guys a hand. Thanks, guys. Good job. Good job. You may have a real seat now if you want. I know you probably want to balance more sticks. All right. We'll end with this. I had a friend who, because I used to do lots of shows for little kids in elementary schools. I travel all over the country and do shows in schools, and so I tell kid stories and entertain them, and I could juggle, I could do all that stuff. And my friend says, Tim, could you come to my friend's house? Their daughter is sick, and maybe you could tell us some stories or something. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I guess. I mean, I'm going to come to the house and do a living room show, right? I thought, okay, whatever. And that's all I do. That's all I do. I show up, and it's mom and dad, and the girl who's sick, her sister, and then the girl who's sick, Sarah, and she's upstairs. And they go, oh, you're here? Great. We'll go get her. I'm like, okay. Well, they go up, and all of a sudden Dad comes walking down carrying this girl who's about I think she was about 8 years old, completely bald, with a morphine machine hooked to her to help her pain because she's dying of cancer. And I say to my friend Mary Jo, I'm like, what the? I thought you just said she was sick. I'll be thinking, sick, not dying of cancer. And she was like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, oh my. So they lay her on the sofa like that, right there. And mom and dad, and the sister and Mary Jo, they sat there, and I told her some stories. And she just laid there, and I remember she smiled, and she laughed a couple times, and then that was it. Then I got done and I said my goodbyes. I go out and I get in my friend's car. And I get in, I'm so angry. I'm just, I remember I was so upset. And she goes, what's wrong? And I said, I didn't do anything. She goes, yeah, you did. You told her some stories. It was fine. I said, no, I couldn't heal her. It's like, why couldn't I be smart and be a doctor, figure out this cancer? Why I didn't do anything for her? I can't do anything. I mean, I was really upset. 8 years go by. I'm at my friend's wedding reception. And this woman and her husband walk up and they said, remember us? I said, I don't know. And they said, our daughter was Sarah. You came to our house and told her stories. I went, oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Sarah died. They go, yeah, she died about a month after you were there. But she said, we just wanted to say that we never forgot that. You gave us these memories of her laying on the couch and she was laughing while you told those stories. And we will always have those memories of her. And I thought, yeah. Okay, thanks. And they had no idea what they did to me. That was what I could do. I can't fix her. But I could give them memories. I could tell some stories. I don't know what you guys are going to do. But remember, it's whatever you have that you can give to make a difference in someone's life. That's the mission. That's it. And you will make a difference. We're done. Good luck, guys. I mean it. Good luck. Do well. Make us proud.